What's up, Internet? My name is Michael Cook, this is Blue Giant Media, and we're here to connect through gaming. Today we're going to take a look at Potion Explosion, the second edition. This is a game by Lorenzo Silva and published by Horrible Games. We're going to set the game up in real time so you can get a feel for how it sets up, so you can either come along with me setting your game up, or just get a feel for how long it actually takes. And then we'll go ahead and go through a couple rounds of play so you can get a feel for the rule set and overall just how the game flows. So let's ready, set, play. So as I said, this is the second edition of Potion Explosion, and I've got a few extra fun things in here. I have this player mat that I got from an event. So this does not normally come with it, it's just there for fun. I do have the expansion, the fifth element in here, which I will explain as well, which you can ignore if you do not have that expansion, that is just fine. This is the tray that comes with the second edition. You can also get the same tray with the upcoming expansion, the sixth student. Pardon me, this is probably going to be ridiculously loud. Pardon me, this is probably going to be ridiculously loud. Alright, so that was not the smoothest, but there it is. Okay, this is where we're going to be putting the contents for, this is, I think they call this the Ghostly Cauldron. So this is the fifth ingredient, which is a wild ingredient. Because a wild ingredient would just be too powerful on its own to just put in there, you have to kind of get them into the game, so sometimes they might actually not come into play at all. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is back this up a little bit so that we have space for a couple of these for the players. Okay. I also have this nice set of acrylics, which do not come with the second edition. The second edition has the same pieces as were before, which you can see right. Oh, I'll have to dump some of these out, which are like this. We will also have, with this expansion, there's going to be some of these tokens right here. You will get one of these +1 point tokens each time you take something from the Ghostly Cauldron. Here we have these -2 tokens that you're going to take whenever you get some help from the professor, which lets you take 1 marble out, not causing any kind of an actual move. It doesn't count as your turn, but it just lets you take 1 extra token. There's also some of these -1 tokens, which only really come into play with some of the professors, which is again just part of the expansion, the first expansion. Alright, so we'll go ahead and stack these up, even though they will not almost assuredly be used in a 2-player game. As you can see on this, a 2-player game is going to have 4 of these seals as kind of a countdown to the end of the game. Each one of them is also worth 4 points. In a 3-player game, you'll have 5 seals, and in a 4-player game, you will have 6 seals. More of them can be obtained after the end of round or end of game is triggered, but that's still the countdown. We'll go ahead and mark 1 player being the first player. If you want, you can choose 1 or 2 of these randomly or by choice to be involved in a game. They do various different things that give you either ways to score points, ways to interact with the cauldron, ways to negate points, ways to reuse potions, or sometimes they're negative things, like if you drop the marbles on the table, then you're going to take one of the minuses, or if you have too many leftover marbles that you're putting back in at the end of your turn, you were wasteful, so you take a -1. But they do various different things. I'll go ahead and use, just because it's really interesting, I'll use this one right here, and I'll use this one too, because this one's really fun. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so this one right here, well, I'll get to that. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to choose 6 different potions that are going to be involved in the game. So, let me see where I've got I have separated in my box 2, because all the different potions have 2 starting potions that has a little star on them. So I have all of those separated out so I can use them to help choose what I'm going to use. So I'll just go in here and I'll grab, so I'm going to use that potion, this potion, which is from the expansion. Actually, both of those are from the expansion. We'll go ahead and use that potion. Wow, there's going to be a lot of different wilds here. That one, and let's get another one that's from the expansion. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different potions. The rest of these are going to go back. Then what we will do is we will take of all of these, we will shuffle these up and pull out 4 of them, so that there's going to be 2 for each of us, because these are going to be some of the potions that we use to start the game. So here is 4 of them. What would happen now is, starting with the first player, they would take 1, then the next player would take 1, and you can draft 1, 2, 1, 2, or you can go 1, 2, 2, 2. However you want to do it, but I'm just going to randomly deal these out. They go, you can see the potions have 2 sides. This is the side that you are using as you brew the potion. Once it is complete, that is when you will flip it over. And then once you actually use the potion, because each potion has a special ability, then you turn it over to show that it is empty. But for right now, it's going to go like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to grab the rest of the potions that match these and shuffle these in with them. So we had, let's see, we had Prismatic Joy, which is a wild potion. Everybody likes to do whatever they want. Alright, so there's that. We have Blind Love, which lets you steal ingredients from an opponent that they have saved on the side. Let's see, we have the Chameleonic Varnish, which allows you to pick up all the colors that you have right now that aren't currently in your potion that you've gotten out. You can put all of one color in your hand and say, hey, all of these are now this color. So like if you can pick up all your blues and say, hey, these blues, these are actually yellows, and I'm going to finish them with this. That's what that lets you do. So it's sort of like a wild, a little bit different. This one, I believe, is called the Potion of Magnetic Attraction. It allows you to take 2 marbles out of here that are of different color, that are adjacent. It will not cause an explosion, which I know I still haven't explained what that is, but it just means you take them and nothing special happens beyond you taking them. This one is Potion of Feathery something. I can't remember. You're going to look across one of the rows, and you can grab adjacent marbles that are the same color. So I could grab like these 2 blue or these 2 blue. Because there's a yellow in between them, I can't take all 4 of them, but I can get any that are in a row that are all, you know, touching each other. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last one looks like is going to be this one, which is also one that allows you to steal. But this one, when you steal from your opponent, you only steal 1, and then you take the one that you stole and you swap it out for a wild. Alright, so now what we'll do is we're going to take all of these that we now have, and we are going to mix all of them up and make 5 even stacks. So as you can see, the setup for this game, it's a little bit of a bear. Alright, so we'll start putting these things out here. Go ahead and flip these over. That way I can't quite see as well what is what, and we won't be able to see what is coming out as easily. Okay. So let's see, there are 6 of these potions. There's, I want to say 10 of each. And then we've taken 4 out. So there's 60 minus 4, so there should be 66 of these divided by 5. Should be 12, 13 or so in each stack. Let's see, what do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's just go 12 for now and see how well that goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can already tell, I think I must have done the math wrong. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's definitely wrong. And I'm thinking about too many things right now to redo the math in my head, so I'm just going to go ahead and eyeball this. Okay. There just must not be. Maybe there's 8 of each. Anyway, now we are finally set up. So, starting with the first player, what are you actually going to do on your turn? And before we go any further, most points at the end of the game wins. Potions show how many points they are worth. You also are going to get points from these, and subtract points from these. So those are the different ways that we're going to score points. Now what do? You are going to be, on your turn, picking one marble. If the marble that you take makes, like if I took this black, then these 2 blues would clack together, then I would get to take them as well. Once I remove those blues, these yellows would then clack together, which means I get to take them as well. So anytime you make the same color come together, like if I took this black, then these 2 reds would touch. I would take then all 3 of the reds that are connected, that were part of the connection that just was made.
I'm not sure if I'm
so we can go ahead and look over here.
Any of those potions.
Just players, they're looking for maybe 3 black marbles, 2 blue, 2 yellow, 1 red. So a little bit of everything.
Blue.
And
2 of each.
Pull this back just a touch, so
but I have to take a -2 to take an extra 1 out. So I'll take this. That does not cause the explosion because it is not my actual turn. This can be done at any time during your turn as well. You could make the explosion happen and then take the 1 extra. Same thing with as you drink your potions, you have them available. You can use that at any time during your turn. The pick, the help from the professor, the drinking of the potions, all those can happen in any order, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The only time that you can no longer go back to do those is once you actually claim a new potion. That's saying like end of turn, or you say my turn's done. All right, so now for my actual turn, I will go ahead and take what I just set up, and that is to take this black. That made these 2 blues touch, which means I get to take all the blues that are part of that connection, which then made these 2 blacks touch, so I get to take them as well. Once you have these in hand, you can choose where you want to put them. So you can go ahead and go there, there. Once you have set them in, they don't move though. So I can put this here. Like if, let's say I only had 1 of these, and I put it there. I couldn't later maybe get 1 and be like, oh, well, I just want to be able to finish this. It doesn't work that way. Once they're in here, they don't move. But as you can see, I will finish that. I don't have anywhere to put these 2 blue other than into this beaker for safekeeping for future rounds. So now this potion is done. I take these, I shake them up, and I send them back. Take this, flip it over, it is now available, and I can set it there. Now what's here can then be added in on later turns. But once I choose one of these and put it there, my turn is done, so I can no longer add them. So I can't be like, oh, well, I'm going to take this, put it here, and then put them right away. No, they stay there so that they are available to be stolen. So now I'm going to look and see what I might want to do next. Over here, I don't really have a lot left, so I might want to get one over here that has a lot to fill. And let's just go ahead and... but then I could take that, which lets me get... That is so tempting. I think I will go ahead and take this because I want to get some wilds into play so that you can see how those work. Alright, so that's this player's turn. Then we'll go over here. Now this one, we need 5 yellow, 1 of each of the others. So we definitely want to prioritize yellow. Unfortunately, there's not really that much of it out there. So let's see. If we took this, we get the blacks and the yellows. What's there? Red. We took that. No. This would at least give us 2 yellows and a black. We could use the extra pick to get a red. So that might work. And we'll just go ahead and do that. There. 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 So we'll go ahead and do this. And that. 1 there. Put that there. And then we will use some help from the professor to take another red. That finishes this potion. And I think we're going to go ahead and use that right away to steal those 2. Then we're going to come over here. I guess that was probably a little bit pointless because I don't have anything over here that needs that many of them, but we'll go ahead and grab that. Now we're going to come back over here. This player is looking for some blue and some red. And it would be really nice to get that because then we could go ahead and steal one of those right away. So we definitely want to get the 3 blue. Now we do have this at our disposal and we have this at our disposal. So we ought to be able to figure something out here. So let's see. We could take that, but this one right here, if we got rid of that, we'd get 2 blue. It's definitely overkill, but it would work. Yeah, it's definitely not the most efficient way to do it, but I'm not going to take the time to really look into it right now. So we're going to do that to get this blue out of the way. Wait, is that what I meant to do? No, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to take this black out of the way. So that then for the actual pick, we will do this, which lets us take these, which lets us take these. So now we can go 1, 2, 1, and then we will drink this potion to get a blue and a yellow. So we'll put that blue there, that yellow there. That finishes this potion, which we will then immediately drink to steal a blue, which we can swap out for one of these. Because we made a swap, we get to take one of those, and this is a wild, which means it can go here to finish this one as well. Now this is done, and we can look and see what we might want to pick next so we can choose what we want to keep. And let's say we're going to take another one of those, and so now I can start to look a little bit deeper into what is going to earn these. So I mentioned that this is one of the ways to end the game, but I didn't mention how to get them. You get these by showing mastery of potion making. And you show mastery of potion making by either making 5 different potions and or 3 of the same kind of potion. So once you once you brew your 5th different potion, you will claim one of these. Anytime you brew a potion that is the 3rd of one type of potion that you have brewed, you will also get one. And you can get multiples on the same turn. So right now this will be my 2nd of this type of potion, so it'd be nice if I could see a 3rd, but I don't see one right there. But I could also get a 4th which I think might be what I want to do. Yeah, we'll go ahead and... but I can go ahead and do that too. So I'm going to go like this, and then immediately drink that one too. Oh, but that's foolish. So no, I won't do that. Because I have all these marbles in hand that I might as well make good use of. And I'll put that one back. Now I'll come over here to this player again, and maybe they want to... They need a lot of yellow. There's not... Man. Take that. Look at all of these. So if I used a pick to take that out, then I can grab that, which gives me these, which gives me these, which gives me these. We'll go ahead and finish that potion. And we will place that there, that there, these two there, and we can't quite finish that. We could use our newly brewed potion to use the reds as blacks, but then we'd still be one short anyway, and you can only take one of these per turn. So, not really useful. And I haven't been paying attention to this. I might have satisfied one of these already. This one says whenever you get 8 ingredients in one turn, you get to swap one out. And this says at any time you can take any 2 leftover ingredients that you had to pitch back, and you can turn them back in to get rid of a -2. So I need to pay more attention to those. But I've just been more excited, I guess. So we're gonna go ahead now, we're gonna drink this because that's good. That's some good timing to do that. Now we'll go ahead and take our turn. We need some black, yellow, and blue. We can take that, which with this extra pick will give us pretty much exactly what we need. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and do that, that, and that. And that finishes both of these potions. All right, I wanna go just a little bit longer so you can see how the wild interacts over here. Oh, I forgot to have this player claim a new potion. They are really close to getting, that'll be their 3rd of that, so we'll do that. This player, this will be their 3rd of that one, so we'll do that. And they now have 1, 2, 3 different kinds of potions. So we'll go ahead and make some progress on a 4th. Now we'll come back over here, and the wild, I'm pretty sure, is in this row, so I'm just going to go ahead and work on getting it out. So do that, which does that, which does that. Okay? So let's go ahead and finish that potion. And we'll save those and get that. All right, now we get to make use of the wild ingredient. So the wild ingredient, anytime it makes contact with anything, it makes an explosion because it counts as whatever color we want it to. Although I guess it doesn't automatically. I could, for instance, there might be certain situations where the first connection that it makes doesn't create the explosion that I want yet because there's another explosion that already got set up. So you can wait on it. But let's see what we might want to do here that would be really useful. Well, first we'll go ahead and steal an ingredient, swap it out for another wild. We place those in there. Because we got another wild, we're going to do that. We can set some of this up. Let's go ahead and drink that to do this. Now, I want to take that to get rid of this, and let's see what we want to do. All right, so now we're going to take that. So I could take all of this together, but I'm going to say no, not yet. Now I will say it's blue. All right, 1, 2, 1. Oops. This is done now. And that's ready to drink. I've got a couple wilds there. I will go ahead and drink this so that I can grab. I want to grab black or red, and it'd be nice to take as much as I could. Well, I'll go ahead and take the black. All right, and then I will use that. Use both of those. Use that to finish that potion, which I will then drink again. That's my third of that kind, so that gives me a seal. I'm going to steal another one, which gives me another one of these, and I can choose if I want to overdo it, put 2 of those back to get rid of one of these, thanks to this teacher. I think at this point you got a pretty good feel for how the game plays. So at the end of the game, you're going to score points for the potions that you've finished. Remember, every 3, not every, so I've gotten 3 of these. So if I have 6 of this potion, I don't get another one. But 3 of these means that I got that seal, which is worth 4 points. This is worth -4 though, so that negates that. These are worth 1 point each, which negate that. So all of that is 0 points. But I have this and all of these, whereas this one's not doing so well. Obviously, I don't know how much of it was me just taking more interest in what was working over here, or if it just worked better. But I think that should give you a pretty good idea of how the wild, what they call it, the ghost ectoplasm works, how the game is set up. You score points for your potions. You can get 5 different potions to get one of these, or 3 of the same potions to get one of these. And the game will end once all of these have been taken. Let's say this player is the one who empties it. Well, this player will get another turn because they need to have the same number of turns. But if this player is the one who takes the last one there, that's the last turn, so that you both have had the same number of turns. And most points is going to be the winner. Alright, that should give you a pretty good idea of how to set up and play through Potion Explosion by Lorenzo Silva and published by Horrible Games. If you want to know more about Potion Explosion, take a look at the description section and you can find a link to my unboxing as well as my overall review of Potion Explosion. Until next time, I want to thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments section below if I missed anything or if you have anything to add. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like what you see, and as always, have a wonderful day.